imaginary solution. All right, it will tell you real or imaginary. Now, the best time to use completing the square is if your A value is 1 and your B value is even. All right, otherwise I would not recommend completing the square. So if you look down here at my problem, I accidentally forgot to take off the 3 because we actually didn't do the problems where A is not 1 or B is not even. All right, we kept them simple. So just cross this 3 off, pretend like it's not there. All right, that's my bad. All right, so we're going to write this down. X squared plus 18x plus 5 equals 0. So your first step is to put all of your x's on the left and move your number on the right. So we're going to minus 5 and put it on the other side. So I'm going to write x squared plus 18x equals negative 5. All right, now we need to come up with a number to add to both sides that's going to complete this square. So you divide your b by 2. So you're always going to divide that by 2. And then you're going to square it, and that's going to give you 81. So 81 is what you're going to add to both sides. That's going to complete the square. All right, so this guy now, x squared plus 18x plus 81, you can write that as a perfect square trinomial. And remember, whatever number is in the parentheses, that's going to go in your parentheses in your perfect square. And then negative 5 plus 81 is going to be 76. And then we can draw our line and solve this like we did on the other one. So I'm going to square root. Every time you square root, you need a plus minus. This one does not need an I because 76 is positive. And then minus 9. All right, so remember, you can put the minus 9 in the back or you can write it in the front. All right, I'm okay either way. I forgot to mention that on this one. All right, you can put the minus 3 in the back or in the front. All right, 2 more. Factoring, which factoring will only give you the real solutions, and you only can use factoring if it is actually factorable, which means you can come up with your pair of numbers that will make the middle number. All right, so here's my guy, x squared plus 2x equals 120. You do need to get this equal to 0. So x squared plus 2x minus 120 equals 0. And then you got to come up with the factors. So remember we wrote a 120. Because it's negative, we're thinking subtract to get 2. So my pair to subtract to get 2 is going to be 12 and 10. And if you need to come up with that whole table, remember if you go into the calculator and you type 120 divided by x and go to the table, it's going to give you that table of values. All right, so I'm going to go x plus 12, x minus 10, because 12 minus 10 is going to give me a positive 2. So then from there, you're going to take each of your factors, set it equal to 0, and solve. So x equals negative 12. And positive 10. Now remember, I showed you when you did this homework, you could go the reverse way. So when I'm grading factoring, I need to see it equal to 0, the factors, and the solutions. But if you want to type it in the calculator first, x squared plus 2x minus 120. And hit graph. Oops, let me zoom out a little bit more. All right, you're going to see that it's crossing at negative 12.